to the Millennial Farmer map. I am the Farmsim guy, and just to recap from where we're at from our first episode that you watched the other day. Thank you very much for the views. It seemed to be very popular, so I appreciate you all stopping by and checking it out. We still have our two big guys running our fields. The 9RX in field 2, making good progress now. And over in field 3, the quad track, still grinding it out. Not as quickly as the John Deere, just saying. And I actually have to give a shout out to Kurt Gurley, one of my followers, who left a comment on the last video saying there should be no red on this farm. He said it was only his opinion, but to be honest, I was just being a bit cheeky when I put this on. So actually, once this field is finished, the case is going, you'll be pleased to hear this kind of has to be a green farm, doesn't it? You know, some things you just don't mess about with. So this is a John Deere farm. Anyway, back on the farm, there's a few things we need to do. One of them is there is some grain in the silos that we want to get rid of. I want to make sure that the silos are empty for when harvest arrives. And also, I've noticed on our other fields, field 1 and field 12, there is no fertilization on those at the moment. So one of the things we have done is invested in a fertilizer. Oh, we've also invested in a drill. So that planter is ready once the two big fields are done. We've invested in this drill, which we'll just jump into actually. And we can go and fill up. We are going to spray these two fields. The wheat field first, and then the little grass field, and just get them with a layer of fertilizer on them. You know, we want to maximise our yield if we can. Now, am I close enough here? I am indeed. We'll top up this sprayer. Never used this actually, so it's going to be an interesting one. And then the other thing we're going to have to do is, you'll see the truck was parked under the grain silo. I'm going to set up a course for that. So we load up the trailer and we let course play in. It's a long drive, and I'm conscious that I've got a lot to do on the farm, and thinking about it from a video perspective, making sure that you guys are seeing interesting stuff rather than a truck racing up and down the highway. So we'll set that up. I'll show you a little bit of that, make sure we hit our points with it. I've swapped the trailers as well. Courseplay doesn't play well with dual hopper trailers, so we've switched to a different trailer that has basically treats it as two separate trailers. So we'll see how that goes as well. Man, this takes a while to fill up. I'll just skip this bit and you can come back when it's full. Okay, there we go, we're full. We will head over to field 12 and we will get it sprayed. We'll also do this little grass field here, but it's not as much of a priority as the wheat field. So this is not our field ahead of us here. That's the other biggie, which I'm going to buy probably further down the line. This is one of the challenges with big maps, with big fields actually, is when you're trying to do videos for them, for you guys. For example, that case currently is telling me it's got about 5 hours to go till that field's finished. Now, I can do time lapse and I can do things like that, but geez, you don't want to see a 5-hour time lapse. I don't know what that would be in real money, but let's unfold the spray. Remember my buttons. I have to zoom out quite far on this actually, so I can see my working width. Now, I was reading up today, somebody suggested a mod called Pro Sprayer. Not sure if anybody who's watching this has seen it. I've got some tearing on my screen there. You see that? Don't know if anybody's used it or rates it, but if you have and you think it's good, do drop me a little note in the comments below, because it's something I may be interested in checking out. But there we go, sprayer on. So align myself behind the back of my wheel to avoid missing too much of this. Rather overlap a bit too much rather than not enough. And you can move at some speed actually. 21 miles an hour spraying speed. There's a new or a different version of this coming out. Custom modding guys. If you saw DJ Goham's vid today, looked like they're about to release their sprayer, so looking forward to seeing that. So there we go, just catching a couple of little bits that I spotted I'd missed. Actually the speed you drive this at, it's quite hard to keep it straight sometimes. There we go, first field done. We're going to jump over now and just get this grass field done as well. Let's optimise our volume of grass that we're going to get on this. Not actually sure what we're going to do with this yet. Probably just silage it. I don't know. We don't have any animals. We could introduce some animals to the farm. That might give us a bit of variety. I'll do a bit of research, or you can tell me in the comments what would be the best animal, or what would be an animal that you would usually find on a Minnesota farm. Is it cows? Sheep? Let me know in the comments, guys. Otherwise, I'll just stick any old random animal on there. Oh, crikey, I'm about to hit the trees. This isn't a very big field, actually. But could be good for a bit of animal feed. So there we go, our little field finished already. Turn our sprayer off. Not bad with just one load, 28% left. That bodes well for some of the bigger fields, I think. So we'll pop our sprayer back in the shed for now. Right, let's set up this course plate haulage thing now. Still getting used to the auger here. Unload dry silo. Now, as you know, with some of these game modes, they dump a load of crops into these silos. So I'm just going to get rid of those. Let's switch to the other trailer. And as I said before, the Wilson trailers with the double hoppers have a bit of an issue with those in terms of being able to use them with course play. So hopefully with this, even with two different crops in each of the two bins, it treats them as separate trailers. So it might just mean that we're able to work with these better than with the Wilson trailers. So let me just close those. I'm going to pull forward slightly, open up course plate. Okay, so we're back here because we made a hash and didn't hit our record button properly. But here we go. You can see now it's recording the dots. Just ignore the swervy lines on the road. Try and keep this as smart and as neat as I can. So here we are at the grain sell point. There are 2 grids to drop the grain into. Probably the easiest one to drop it into is this one. Means we can loop round. I'm actually not going to drop it now because I want to test this. So here we are back at the farm. What I'm going to do now is loop around the back of the silos rather than trying to do a big turn in the yard. Try and get these level straightened up ahead of getting under the loading point again. We'll drop our stop point in. Oops. Gone too far really. Let's drop our stop point there, shall we? Not ideal, but we shall at least test it now. So I'm just going to send them straight off again, straight away. And see if it's going to unload both trailers. We shall soon find out. Okay, let's move to this first waypoint, so I'm just going to tell it to drive now. And we'll see how it gets on. Yep, it's closed his lids again, his covers. So we'll let him crack on and we'll jump back just as he arrives at the grain silo. So we've just come back to check on our case here. He's now telling me it's going to be 7 hours till he finishes his field. So that is a long time. That is a long time. The big John Deere is doing well. He's just finishing off the field. It would appear that course placing maybe not matched the entire field here, so there's a few bits missing, and I know he's not done over in that side yet. So he's got a bit to go, but there's been a lot more progress than the case. Okay, so we might as well get our seeder ready. Looks like field 2 is going to be ready first. So let me just pull this out of the shed here. This is the new DB90 version. There is a 120 version, which is 37 meters, I believe. This is 25. In fact, Courseplay will tell me. .27 meter. So a rather nice. And you can see in the top right hand corner there, it's unloaded both bins of the truck, I do believe. Yep, switching between the 2 trailers, it looks like he's unloaded both. So that is a winner. That's a real bonus. That pleases me greatly, so we should save that course. So that's great news from the trailer. That's a good course setup. I'm just going to open this up actually. Have a look at it. And it's full width. It's a lovely bit of kit. Look at that. Kind of wishing I got the bigger one now. So we could actually reverse that now and fill it up. Get it ready from the field. But what I want to do as well, another piece of equipment that I have bought along with the truck, which is rather nice on its own, is this seed hopper. That means we can take a decent quantity of seed into the field and fill the seeder in the field rather than having to move the seeder mid-row or anything like that. So we're filling out now at the moment. Getting the corn in there. Leaves a little bit left. I've basically messed around for about 20 minutes trying to get dry fertilizer into it, and it turns out it's liquid fertilizer. I mean, seriously, what am I doing? Anyway, we're there now. We've sorted it. No biggie. Part of the learning curve, I guess. But we are getting our drill ready. And there it is, ready. And then we will take it over to field 2 when the time is right. Which doesn't look like it's going to be too much longer. Probably not this episode. But it'll be ready for the next episode. I'm going to swing it just in here, out of the way. And I'm going to clean up the mess I've made. Right, we have just turned on the silo. We'll unload the rest of the crops that we've got in here that aren't really ours. And we inherited at the start of the game. I think that might have been the last one. Yes, soybeans were the last one. Okay, good. So what I can do now is run forward, and he can run that. He can run it to the grain silo. I don't need to worry about it. We've tested it now, so we know it works. That will come in handy at harvest time for sure. So we'll let him crack on. He'll join us back later. Our drill is ready for the next episode. Let's just go and check how much of the field is left to be done. As you can see, our Roadrunner heading up there. So that's our 9RX just about finished field 2. He has left quite a big border around the outside, which I'm not sure why. Probably me, the way I set up Courseplay. Not working properly, but I probably want to fix that, unless it's the boundaries of the field on Courseplay. What I'll do when he's finished is just try and set up a new course and see why that's happened, but we'll get that sorted for drilling time, and then I think we'll set up the field to drill next. It won't be this episode, as it's getting quite long at the moment, but in the next episode we'll get this field drilled